fight is up for a review. Is this make or break for boxer? A frulet, you put some eggs in, a little bit of flour, and then go flew.
That's it. Flew. And Fabio just took like 6 straight punches in the face.
17-0 for Fabio Lee. 16 KOs versus...
That's a KO ratio. I can't see past Florian's power and his speed. I feel like it's going to be a major issue for Chris Kongo.
Is that a problem for Frazer Clarke? Does he have a power issue?
It's been a fantastic ride, a fantastic story along the way, but that's all this fight is to me. It's just another one to tick off, another one to note down in the book and keep the story moving. I'm here to entertain, I'm here to put on a show for the fans, and this is one of the biggest fights I've ever been involved in, and headlining the O2, I'm looking to do the same thing, so it's always going to be a Fabio WARDLEY win and a knockout.
Every time you enter the ring, I aim to leave victorious, and that's what it is now. You know, all that mind games and the talking and the bit of bad blood. It's there, but it's just there in a competitive nature for me. You know, I'm not here to entertain people this week and be a clown.
Sav.
Baz, I'm in tune with my inner senses. Baz, I can hear you, mate.
What? Just because you got your headphones on, mate. Where are you?
I'm at ayahuasca, innit? I hooked up with Wilder after my last prediction. It didn't go so well, but
yeah,
I feel better now.
It got blown out of the water, didn't it?
I found peace. You right, Wilder?
What's up, baby?
Good at it. What's going on, Baz?
We got a video to film here.
Who's fighting?
Fabio WARDLEY versus Big Fraze. Marku versus Kongo. Like, the list goes on.
Marku Kongo? Where's this, Baz?
This is live at the O2.
Oh, forget this. I'm just going to fly the Magic Dragon back home. I'll see you in a minute, Baz.
About time, hurry up. In April of last year, the Boxing Board of Control ordered Fabio WARDLEY versus Frazer CLARKE for the British and Commonwealth heavyweight belts. It didn't happen. A purse bid gone wrong for Boxer, they said. Frazer didn't want that smoke, they said. But 31st of March, live at the O2, the score will finally be settled, along with a bumper pack card. Sav, how good is this card, man? It's decent,
it's
isn't it?
come together like a
frulet, like a
frulet, whatever whatever a frulet is. Is that a food?
I don't know.
A frulet, you put some eggs in, a little bit of flour, and then go flew.
That's it. Flew.
It's come together pretty good, isn't it? I mean, you got
it is.
Fabio WARDLEY, Frazer CLARKE.
The history's there, Sav. The history is there. Beef.
Taking a little bit of time. We had to wait. And
has Boxer's hand been pushed for this fight, Sav?
Well, one of those things. Is it? I think the real question is it make or break for Boxer? Because is the pressure on Frazer CLARKE for this fight? Because if he loses...
Definitely.
Like, if he loses this fight...
He's the one who had the amateur experience. He was the bronze medalist at the Olympics. And
he's fighting a white-collar boxer.
Wow.
I mean, where have you heard that before?
Yeah.
It's not like we ain't reminded about it every single interview.
Every time. Fabio's got that fallback, isn't he?
You know when Fabio WARDLEY hears that, it's like, oh, we got Fabio WARDLEY. He's got a white collar background. And, come on, come on, like
I've had like 18,
I've been
19
to
pro
Saudi
fights.
Arabia. I beat David Adelaide, and you're still going on about the white collar box.
Just leave it, please.
Mama, no.
The man's got the British and Commonwealth heavyweight belts, and he's still considered a white collar boxer.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a great fight. It's a great fight. Let's look at the stats. 6'5", Fabio WARDLEY. Frazer CLARKE, 6'6". There's hardly anything separating them on the height front.
Yeah.
But when we go down, we look at the professional career of both fighters. 17-0 for Fabio WARDLEY. 16 KOs versus
that's a KO ratio, that.
Frazer CLARKE. 8-0 and 6 KOs.
You know what? You can sort of see boxers view a little bit. You can be a little bit understanding. His pro career wise,
he's a baby.
He's a baby, isn't he?
He's a baby. He's a baby.
You know what's funny is Fabio Wardley walked into the press conference with a T-shirt with
who's the daddy?
with Frazer. Is Frazer CLARKE in the pram,
and he was the baby,
and he's
Ben Shalom, and who's the daddy? Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, he's 32 years old, and we still don't know
where he's at.
Or do we know? If you
His
look
last
at
fight,
if you look at I was looking through the records of both fighters, trying to look for some noticeable names. Fabio Wardley, David Adelaide, and for those of you in the US might be thinking, well, who's David Adelaide? He's someone who Frank Warren has invested time and money in, and David Adelaide, for that fight in Saudi Arabia, he went away to the US. He spent money in a training camp there. You have to imagine that was the best David Adelaide you were going to get at that time.
David Adelaide's mate probably did more damage, didn't he? Like prior to the fight
in the cinema that time.
Yeah, in the cinema. Yeah.
I think that was his brother, actually.
Was
Yeah,
it his brother, or was it, I don't know, one of his trainers or something?
But I mean, look, let's go down the card again. Nathan Gorman is on there. Nathan Gorman's a good technical fighter. He has come a little bit unstuck since then. But in terms of styles, when you're trying to compare Wardley versus Frazer CLARKE, maybe Gorman is the closest thing we've got to someone of that stature. Baz.
Yeah, I feel like Gorman probably has a bit more about him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he had that shock performance.
Defensively wise, I think Frazer's probably a little bit more sound, but power wise,
he's definitely come unstuck.
Yeah.
In that last fight on Channel 5 with the Wasserman card, he was absolutely shocking on there. I mean, arguably you could say Fabio Wardley broke Gorman. Look, Frazer CLARKE, you look down his record, you got Dave Allen.
His best.
Past his best Dave
so many years, Alan.
He's been off managing. He's not been active, and he came back to fight Frazer CLARKE. Yeah, and he really struggled in that fight, didn't he, Frazer CLARKE? It got really messy, didn't it?
It was. There was a lot of low blows. Too many low blows.
It was tailor-made there for Frazer CLARKE to try and get something, even though Dave Allen is quite a tough, durable fighter, or has been in the past. But then the next name on the list is Kamil Sokolowski, and that's someone we kind of know on these shores here. If you're a boxing fan, he generally gets put on the card to help build up someone's resume, but he tends to give you a bit of a stubborn resistance.
Yeah,
I mean, fair enough, he got popped for peds, I think. So other than that, Marius Wack, and that was an old Marius Wack, and Frazer CLARKE
I half expected him to walk in there with his walking stick. Like
Frazer CLARKE really struggled. He couldn't put him away, could he?
He did, and then Marius Wack was so slow as well. That's the worrying part.
I mean, looking at that, as I said, he couldn't put Marius Wack away. Is that a problem for Frazer CLARKE? Does he have a power issue?
Is the power there?
Yeah.
That's a good question, Sav. That's a good question. And I've got no evidence to say that it is there.
Yeah. He's with Angel Fernandez. Or Angel Fernandez? Angel? Like, I mean, I've heard I've heard it said both ways. He was training AJ. Some people used to say he's the pad man. I feel that's really disrespectful. But he got AJ into that tippy tappy fighting, and
I don't like that style, you know.
And that was during a period of time when AJ was a little bit off the boil. A lot of people were saying AJ needed to punch through the target, and while he was with Angel Fernandez, that wasn't happening. And you can see similarities there with Frazer CLARKE, where he's good technically and he has a little bit of speed there, but he's not really generating that power. He's not punching through the target.
Yeah, and this is the difference, because Fabio is almost like a complete polar opposite. Like he's quite heavy-handed all the time,
doesn't he?
Yeah.
And especially when he's hurt, he goes into war mode. Is like,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't understand it when it was against David Adelaide.
Rage mode activated.
It was like, it's just like at one point when I was talking to you about it while we were watching the fight, and Fabio just took like 6 straight punches in the face and just shrugged them off. If anything, it just made him more angry. And
you know, in school you learn about like fight or flight, and
Yeah,
it's like
he's
Fabio
got no
Wardley,
flight.
he ain't got that flight. He's like,
Nah.
all I can do is fight, and he just goes.
Yeah.
He's just like, instead of going backwards, he goes straight in. So
He was getting powered up by the hits he was taking.
yeah, that might be his undoing when he's facing Frazer Clarke, but at the same time, when you're facing someone who struggled to get that power, that could be a good thing for Wardley. I mean, look, it's at the O2. We're both going to be there. So yeah,
If you're around, guys, like
if you're around, you're a fan of the show,
hello.
give us a little bit of a nudge, say hello. It's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Great card, Sav. I mean, we haven't even talked about some of the other fights on the card, have we?
We spoke about it a little bit in the past with Florian Marku versus Chris Kongo. We're not going to go into it deep because I feel like we've touched on it a bit.
We've touched
But
on it.
what do you think is going to happen in that fight?
I'll be honest with you, I can't see past Florian's power and his speed. I feel like it's going to be a major issue for Chris Kongo. So I like Chris, but I feel like Florian's going to be too much for him.
Right, yeah.
How about yourself?
I don't know, I'm torn. So for those of you that don't know, I started back in the gym doing a little bit of light training. It's been 14 years since I've started hitting anything really properly, but yeah, it's good doing a little bit of training. There's a few good fighters in the gym actually as well, which you know,
few name fighters.
There's some tasty little body sparring going. I won't break the code of the gym. You know, one or two of the people in the gym are saying this is Chris Kongo's time, and they really feel that he's gonna cause a potential upset here. I'm not saying that's based off anything. Chris Kongo isn't in the gym, but they're seeing a few flaws in Marku's game, and they're tipping Chris Kongo. So that's not from any first-hand stuff. That's just from what some of the coaches are saying and stuff. So that's making me doubt it. I don't know. I feel like this. I keep saying it. I feel like there's something there with Florian Marku. I don't feel he's at 100%. I don't feel he wanted this fight. Something might come out later on.
Albanian fans would disagree with you, Sav.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna lose. I'm not committing myself to that.
They're a passionate bunch.
I can't be going off to ayahuasca again, so I'm not gonna make a prediction on that fight because it's too close to call. All I'm gonna say is it's gonna be a great fight. What else we got on the card, Baz?
We got Vidal Riley versus Mikhail Lawal. We got Alan the Savage.
Alan the Savage, Bobby.
The Savage.
He's back. Yeah, I'm good to see it. I'm glad to see him back actually, and he's fighting Robinson on this fight. I believe he's from Newcastle, Robinson. So yeah,
Newcastle.
Yeah. Look, it's a good card. It's all come together.
Ben Whitaker in there as well. We've got to give him a little shout out.
Ben Whitaker, yeah. I'll be interested to see him.
How much he's going to be dancing around.
I want to know if the British Boxing Board of Control have had a word with him. Have someone had a word with them to say, look, just let him do his thing?
Hey, what? There's no rules in the rule book, so you can't break dance.
I don't know. I need to check that out. Yeah, look, it's a good card. It's come together quite well. Look, there's a lot of pressure on Ben Shalom and Boxer at the moment, and from what I understand, the contract with Sky is up for review. So is this make or break for Boxer? Eddie Hearn's turned up the heat a lot with
he has
yeah, with the Adam
is he gunning to take over Sky as well, Sav? The monopoly increases.
Oh, that's a good point actually. Like maybe he's looking to team up, combine something with DAZN and Sky, bring it all together under one roof. I mean, if that team up with Sky and DAZN happened, that would be game changer, Baz.
Game changer? We've not heard that one before.
Yeah, game changer. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know. All I want to say though, before we go any further, is I just really want to thank Excellency.
His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh. I walked out the door today, and before I left, I just want to say thank you to Turkey Al Sheikh.
Yeah. Just say it in the mirror.
It wasn't raining, and just thank you.
It is raining amazing fights, Sav. That's the good thing.
Yeah. So I mean, we were talking about trainers, Angel Fernandez, Frazer CLARKE, but what about Ben Davison and Fabio WARDLEY?
That's a good question. Sav.
Is if you were on the borderline of thinking who's going to win this fight, is that tip you over the edge towards Fabio WARDLEY?
Yeah. He's worked with AJ's obviously turned a lot of heads. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
that matchup seems to be doing wonders. And again, it's another heavyweight, so Ben Davison seems tailor made.
Yeah, you would imagine they would have been sparring quite a bit as well, probably.
Yeah.
Fabio Wardley and AJ. I'll just have to stress as well, it's not just Ben Davison, it's Robert Hodgins as well. His long-time trainer, I believe he was with Fabio Wardley from the start when he was turning around from those white collar fights.
White collar fights.
He's been there from the beginning, so it's not just him. And look, it started somewhere, and it's great to see that he's still got his original trainer in the corner, and he's able to bring the team together and have them work together like that. So, but Baz, are you going to pick a winner on this one?
Oh, am I going to pick a winner? Yeah. You got to go big Fabio, not big Fraze, big Fabio, because I feel like he's got it. He's got it in the locker. He's going to turn it on. The teenage
What is it going to be? Knockout?
Turtle power.
He does look like a turtle. I'm not going to lie. Is it going to be a knockout? What's it going to be? Points victory?
Yeah, I'm going to go. It's a Fabio Wardley knockout in the 7th round.
Oh, he's giving a round. Oh, kiss of death.
7th round.
Don't give a round. Just
I did.
Risking it all.
Risk it for the biscuit.
After going away and finding my zen, I feel like Fabio Wardley's going to do it as well. Like, to do it.
Okay. 2 for 2, yeah?
It's going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to go Fabio Wardley. Sorry, Frazer CLARKE.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Right, let's say Fabio Wardley wins. What next for him?
He's in the mix. He's in the mix for all the big fights now.
There's some people saying he'd be top 10 in the world. I think is that a little bit early?
When you look at it, really, he's creeping his way in there. If he wins that,
he's creeping.
He's creeping.
I wouldn't say top 10 in the world, though.
I mean, I wouldn't say top. But then look at it this way: Francis Ngannou got put in the top 15 just for losing to Tyson Fury. So
yeah, that's true. The WBC.
I don't think it takes much to get into the top 10. It's just to be up there.
Yeah, that's true. And then look, Frazer CLARKE, if he wins, where does he go?
He's getting on a little bit more. He needs to start pulling those big fights out the bag. So I think he needs to take a really big step up. Either way,
whatever happens, Frazer CLARKE, he needs to put on a showstopper here. It's not a case about just winning. Yeah, it's how you win, and
it's got winning style.
Let's say, for example, he wants to get on that Saudi card, get some of those big bucks. Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, is not going to pick him. And if it's a points victory, he needs to do something with style here. No one wants to see a boring fight. But where does Frazer CLARKE go if he loses this fight? It's going to be hard.
To the drawing board, I feel like,
it's going to be a hard road back, isn't it?
That's a hard road.
If he loses this fight,
it's going to be a couple of years of grinding.
And it's one of those things. If the fight had happened when it did, I feel like it would be an easier road back. But the fact that there's been that delay, so much has been made of it, and he's not had those great performances in between. If Frazer CLARKE loses this fight, it's going to be a hard one. We saw Campbell Hatton on the weekend, and he got that loss.
Yeah.
But
he's young. He's young. He can come again.
He's young. And something I would say is he gave it his all. Like, he was in an entertaining fight, even though he lost. Maybe it's how you lose. So if Frazer CLARKE loses, it's how you lose. If he's giving it his all and there's nothing left, and something that we have seen from Frazer CLARKE's amateur career, when he's fought the likes of Joe Joyce, he didn't want to give up. Anyway, Baz, I've talked long enough. What can the fans do?
I can hit that like and subscribe, because you know we love us.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe.